Hello, beautiful souls. Happy Monday. It's Molly. It's so great to be here again for another beautiful Monday. I hope that you had a fantastic week. And I know my week was a little bit busy, but full of a lot of growth and healing. How did you do with the full moon? Let me know. This is a great time to continue to keep clearing things out. I want to remind you of that. Anything that's coming up right now, just allow yourself to heal and let it go. Journal, do some self-care, whether it be a salt bath or going outside and just putting your feet in the earth, hug a tree, anything like that can just give you the opportunity to really just be at one with nature and with earth and with yourself. So today for this Motivational Monday, I want to pull some cards. I am pulling from The Soul's Journey by James von Praagh. And these cards are really nice. I haven't pulled them out lately. And last week I felt guided to start doing it on my TikTok channel. So if you haven't checked out my TikTok channel, it's Tune In with Molly. You can go in there. A lot of times I'll do at least 3-4 times a week. I'll do some self-care cards in there. So please feel free to go over to TikTok and follow me. All right, so let's see. What does Spirit have for us today? What do our guides have for us today? All right. So the first one, surrender. I can release my need to control. This has been coming up a lot lately. All right, so who is out there right now listening to this message that has a hard time surrendering? You know, that you feel like the only way a situation can go your way is if you're controlling the situation, if you let go and let it just happen naturally. Sometimes that can be hard for you. I know for me, that is a source of my anxiety. It's something that I have been working on for years, that I believe that I'm doing a better job, that I'm definitely learning to let go and listen to that voice inside of my head. But sometimes I get back in my head, and that surrendering is super important, because really the only way you can allow the natural flow of how your life is supposed to go is you've got to let it go. I have a little saying that I say, especially with my students and my clients: when you try, things go awry. But if you let it go, it will flow. And the biggest message in that is we don't always know exactly what our path is going to look like. We really actually rarely know exactly what our path looks like. And yes, we can sit here and have control and try to have control over a situation. But remember, we don't have control over another person's response, another person's reaction. There's a lot of things we don't have control of, but we have control of ourselves and our choices and how we choose to handle things. But ultimately, if we really do just release and surrender that control to source, to our angels, to our guides, to our loved ones, they will lead us in the path that we're meant to go in. And I think a lot of the struggle with that is there's a lack of trust. I have this conversation a lot with my voice students too. If you think about it, and this is something I also work on in my soul sound voice sessions. And if that's something you want to try out, I'll give you a little bit of a understanding of what that looks like. But, our voices are what we use. It's our way to be able to communicate. For most of us, those of us who have vocal cords, that have the ability to speak, it's the way that we communicate with people. But it's also an instrument. our voices are instruments, and we carry that instrument with us. And where do we carry it at? We carry it in the throat chakra. And that can be really challenging sometimes. If you're someone who likes to sing, you may find that there are times where your singing voice just doesn't work well, and that's a time to kind of reflect and see, are you stressed out? Are you sleep deprived? Are you not speaking your truth in a way that others can understand you? And if you feel like you're not being heard or understand, that can really clog up this area. And one thing that I work on in my soul sound voice connection sessions is being able to open up the throat, being able to utilize those vocal cords and the vibration that comes from within that. It gives an opportunity to do some soul work, because as soon as we connect here to our heart and our throat chakra, it can really start to bring and bubble things up to the surface, bubble up emotions, thoughts, feelings that we might have been suppressing. And using our voices is a beautiful way, either it be humming or singing or just verbalizing. It allows it to come up and come out. But there's such a vulnerability there when we utilize our voice, because we're basically opening ourselves up for other people to see us. And that can be a very scary, vulnerable place, especially if we do not feel like we're in control. But I want to encourage you to allow yourself to speak your truth, and to speak it with love, and to surrender, and allow whatever is meant to be to just flow. When you let it go, let it flow. And those are some things that you can work on with even utilizing your voice, with clearing out your throat, with clearing out your heart, with all of those things, with sound vibration. That's why I love sound meditation and sound therapy and what that can do for our bodies and our souls. Okay, so the next card, this one kind of stuck out. The Death card. Now, I know you hear that word and it has such a negative connotation but I want you to remember, death really means that it's the end of things. So I am learning that endings are mere beginnings. And this really coincides well with the surrender card, right? Because if you can release your need to control, you will find out and realize there are some things, some relationships, some situations in your life that need to come to an end, right? So what are some things in your life that you're controlling right now? Because you think that if you can gain control of the situation, or the friendship or the job or whatever, if you think that you can be in ultimate control, that somehow it's not going to come to an end. But somewhere in your heart, you know that it needs to. I think this happens a lot with many of us, where we so desperately are afraid of change, or afraid of what that looks like if we surrender and the control. And a lot of times that will bring things to an end. And bringing things to an end is just a way for a new door to open. And sometimes in order for a new door and new opportunities and new possibilities to open, you have to be willing to close the door. You have to be willing to allow things to come to an end. Because remember, anytime you close that door, anytime you allow something to be let go and leave, it allows space and opportunity for something new to come in, right? We can't always bring something new in if the space is already crowded. If we're not living our most authentic, best life, we can crowd our spaces with things that really aren't good for us anymore. And just remember, sometimes even in relationships, it's time to let them go. It doesn't mean that that person is a bad person. It doesn't mean that the relationship had to be negative in any kind of way. Like, people come and go in different seasons of our lives, and it's meant to be that way. Yes, there are some people in our life that will stay forever. There are some people in our life that will come in and create this amazing positive change, and it just is the right time to let it go for someone new to come in. And remember, as you let things go, you let people go, you let situations go, you let maybe a job go, that you need to remember that you're letting that go. Let it go with love, let it go with light, so that you can accept the next part of your journey, the next part of your soul growth. Okay, let's see, what's the last card? If this resonates with you, this message, and I really have watched a lot right now, this is so in alignment with what's going on with the full moon release and everything. There's such big changes going around earth-wise, with planets going into retrograde and just change. There's just so much change going on right now. Okay. Last card, gratitude. I love this. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. I think it is extremely poignant that this card came in after the death card. And it's pretty much what I just said too. We release and we show gratitude, right? Because we are allowing new opportunities come in. We are being grateful for the opportunities that are come in. So essentially, we are surrendering, we are letting go so that we can open new doors, and we are having gratitude as we do that. Gratitude is essential here. It is so important. If you feel like things are off balance, like things are not working, start doing some really hard work and review, journal, write down, really think about it, be honest. What are things that are going in your life that are noisy, that no longer make sense, that are no longer working for you, that are keeping you from living your best life, that are keeping you from staying on track to really have that feeling of purpose? That's coming up. So I feel like whoever's listening to this right now, and please let me know in the comments how this resonates with you, that there are things going around in your life where you feel like your purpose and your intentions are being stifled and trampled on because you're getting caught up in things or people or situations that are keeping you from what you want to be doing, keeping you from your true purpose. And why? Why are you allowing yourself to get stuck in that? What is happening? What is it that you're trying to control? And if you're controlling it, does it really serve you well? Because if it doesn't serve you well, then it's time to surrender. It's time to surrender and let it go. And it's time to allow, like the death card says, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Endings of anything is merely the beginning of something better, potentially, or something new that is going to serve you the most on your path in this lifetime. All right? And please have gratitude. Be thankful. Even be thankful for those endings. Be thankful for what you learned in those things that you're ending right now. Show gratitude with that. And just be grateful for any opportunities that can come, because if you show gratitude and you surrender, they will step into your life, and you just have to be willing to allow yourself to open up and see that. Okay, so for this Motivational Monday, surrender, let go of those endings for new beginnings to occur, and show gratitude. Journal, feel, allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to be honest. Allow yourself this opportunity for forward movement and forward motion during this time. It is time for you to do that. All right. Love and life. Love and life. Love and life. Now, I meant to say love and light. However, love and life works also. Okay, my beautiful souls. Now I shall say love and light, but don't forget to love your life too. Till next week.